Hi everyone. We're going to start in just a little bit. Nice to see you. Hi everyone. Happy Pilates Day. Nice to see you. Thank you for joining. This week we lost a shining star in the Pilates world, Mari Windsor. She had a long battle with ALS, but she kept active right up until the last moment. So today we're going to honor her, and I'm going to be doing a Mari-inspired mat class. You'll recognize all your classic Pilates exercises, just with a little bit of a Mari twist. I'm going to try to incorporate some of her quirky and funny and unique cueing and imagery that I hope you'll find really useful and will put a smile on your face. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start, as Mari would say, by going for the jugular. We're going to start with the 100. So go ahead and lie down onto your mat, just onto your back, and if you can, we're going to take our legs extended out in our Pilates stance. So that means heels together, toes apart, slight V in the feet, not a big wide turnout like a ballerina. It's our Pilates stance. So really, let's engage the core here. Feel that back anchored into your mat, and we'll take the legs up to tabletop to get into it. And then from there, if you feel okay, go ahead and send your legs out in front of you, kind of on a 45-degree angle, and then turn them out. So heels together, toes apart here. Now, if you're starting to feel anything in that lower back, I want you to pull those legs back to tabletop, or you can even place them down onto the mat the entire time. We want to stay out of that lower back. So here we go. Let's curl the head and shoulders up. Squeeze those legs together. Feel those inner thighs working, and we'll get our strong pump here right from the shoulder, and inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale. Yeah, we're starting it right off today. Keep breathing. Strong inhales, strong exhales. Nice, vigorous pump. Trying to move the body as little as possible, except of course for those arms. So we don't want to be rocking around as we do that pump. Keep squeezing those heels and those inner thighs. Those legs are active. Keep pulling that belly in. We're almost there. Keep breathing. And out. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. And exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. And inhale. And exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Last set. And exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's hold it here. Reach through those fingertips just a little bit more. And then pull those knees right into you. And relax down. From here, send those legs straight out onto the mat. I'm going to kind of scooch myself back a little bit. And from here, we're going to do that same curl, but we're going to lift the legs from this position. So we're going to go to that Pilates stance again. Heels together, toes apart, that slight V. And we're going to curl the head and shoulders up and lift those legs. Really pulling that belly to the back and release that down. This time, we're going to take those two together. Head and shoulders lift while the legs come up at the same time. Here we go. And down. Nice. And lift. Exhale. Reach those fingertips. We want to make sure that those arms are part of that curl and we're not lifting and lowering them separate from the rest of the torso. The arms slide forward to fold you in to that curl. And then they relax down as those shoulders come down. A lot of times we can do something like this and then just pick the arms up, lower the arms down, and it's not one piece. So we really want to connect everything. Keep squeezing those inner thighs. Just a few more here. Belly pulling tight. And relax down. And lift, scoop. And down. All right. We have 3 more here. And up. Look at your belly. Watch it pull to your spine. And down. Last 2. Make them the best 2. Reach through those toes. and down. Nice long legs. Think about sending those legs away as they lift up. Stretch them long and down. All right, from here, we're going to take one of Mari's favorite transitions. She calls it the dead bug transition. So we're going to send those legs up to the ceiling, send those arms up to the ceiling right over the shoulders, and you're going to rock yourself up to sitting in one piece. Here we go, a little bit of momentum, a lot of core, and there we go. Nicely done. So now we're going to take it into our half roll back. We're going to take our hands underneath the legs here, just gently underneath those thighs, right above the knee. Lift up nice and tall so my elbows are bent here. I'm out of my shoulders. And we're going to aim the waistband for the mat. So we want to be sure we don't send the shoulders back. It's not a hinge. We're going into that same Pilates curl that we just did, lying down onto the mat. And we're going to roll back until your arms are straight. That's where we want to get to. Really pull that belly in. And then all the way back up. Using those arms just a little bit, but really not holding on for dear life, of course. And down. And lifting up. Have a feeling like someone's trying to poke you in the belly button and you're trying not to let them. You're pulling that belly button away, away, away. Make sure as we hold it here, when those arms are straight, we don't have shoulders in the ears. Shoulders are still easy and soft out of those ears. And lifting up tall and rolling back. And all the way up. We're going to take two more here, and then we're going to take it into our full roll up. And down. And lifting up. All right, one more like this. And of course, if this is suiting you today, and our full roll up is not, you are welcome to stay here in this half roll back. So on the next one, we're going to come all the way down. So we're going to walk those hands along the legs to do that. Giving yourself a little bit of support, but it's mainly core, mainly abdominals all the way down. We're going to keep the hands on the legs. I like to use those hands to kind of help you in that roll up. And it's nice too, because if you kind of get here and you can't get past that point without using momentum, drop those elbows down and get yourself up over that little catch there. And you're going to walk all the way forward, rounding, but you're still pulling that belly back. So if you have the flexibility to kind of pancake over your legs, I want you to try to resist doing that, like you're rounding over a ball here, sitting on your thighs. And then we're going to walk those hands down as we roll back down. Nice and slow, using those arms for a little bit of support. Take a nice inhale here and walking yourself up. I'm going to use those elbows right there. A little bit tougher walking along those legs rather than using the reach of those arms to help you. One more, walking down your legs, and then we're going to reach the arms. And of course, if you want to continue walking the hands along the legs, please do. Otherwise, reach those arms back. Make sure as you do that, we don't flare the whole torso off the mat. We're still anchored, so pulling those ribs and shoulders still down. Same thing, all the way up. Trying to anchor those legs. Keep pulling the belly back. Back, back, back as you reach forward. Again, rounding over that little ball sitting on your thighs. And then aiming that waistband again, all the way down. And stretch, making sure we don't kind of lift up and off the mat here. Very tempting to do. And all the way up, scoop, 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 scoop. Reach forward and down. So another thing Mari liked to do was play with tempo a little bit. So we're going to take these at a faster pace rather than that slow motion we were just doing. So we're going to try to have that same control. Very easy with this faster pace to kind of get into momentum. We want to stay out of that as best we can, even though we're speeding it up. Really challenge yourself. You should be getting warm. And all the way up, scoop. And two more. And down. Last time we're going to stay down onto the mat. So all the way up and all the way back down. And we're going to stay here onto the mat. I'm going to relax my arms by my sides. We're going to take it into our one leg circle. So this one can be really tough. We're going to send one leg up to the ceiling. I'm going to start with my right leg. I'm going to start with either. We'll do both. So if right away this is a bit much for you, go ahead and bend that other leg. Otherwise, try to keep it straight. A lot of energy through that leg, reaching out through the foot. We're going to start with a little stretch here. Just holding on. Try to avoid holding onto the back of your knee. Now, if you can grab up higher on that leg, go for it. This is where I am today. And just breathing. Nice big stretch here. All right, so now we're going to relax the arms by the sides. We're going to take that leg across the body first. You're going to reach down towards your other leg, reach around, finish at the ceiling. Across, reach around, up at the ceiling. Now again, we want to play with tempo a little bit, so it's pretty easy, or easier I should say, to keep those hips nice and stable here while we're moving really slowly. But we want to challenge those hips to stay still as we speed it up, really kind of whipping that leg around. We don't want those hips to move. Mario would call those talking hips. We don't want those hips talking. 4 more here. 4 and 3. Whip it around. 2 and last one. Let's take that leg down, send it long onto the mat. We've got the other side to do. So we're going to start with that stretch. Each side is a little bit different too. So if on this side, you need to take that bottom leg into a bent position, that's perfectly fine. Pay attention to those differences. Just breathing into that stretch for now. You can do little ankle circles here. All right, here we go. Arms by the sides. And we're going to reach that leg across and around and up. We'll start slow. We'll pick up the tempo in just a little bit and challenge those hips not to talk. And around one more here, and then we'll start whipping it. Here we go. And around. Keep those hips as stable as possible. Anchor that straight leg down onto the mat. And around. And around. Give me 4 more. 4 and 3 and 2 and last one. Hold that leg there. Send that other leg up as well. We are going to send those arms up to the ceiling. We've got that dead bug transition again, so tiny bit of momentum, a lot of core. Here we go. Come up in one piece and we're up. Now scoot yourself to the end of the mat. We're going to roll like a ball. We're going to be rolling back onto the mat, so you want plenty of mat available to do that. So we're going to go to our kind of Pilates stance again, knees apart. So my feet are together, my kind of heels and toes are more or less together. You can have a slight separation of the toes if you want, but we want those knees open. We're going to hold it gently to the outside of the ankle, and then you're going to pull your belly and find that C curve, even here, that Pilates curve. Roll back until you can balance, lifting those feet up off the floor. So I'm kind of balancing on my bottom. Here we go. We're going to roll to the shoulders. Try not to roll so far back that you land on the head. Keep that chin in, and here we go. And then try to find that spot of balance at the top. Ooh, almost didn't make it. That was better. And keep going. In just a moment, we're going to take it all the way up to standing. So we'll roll back, but instead of balancing at the top, we're going to come up to standing. And back, and up. Here we go. Next one, instead of balancing here, I want you to come up to standing. Feel free to use those hands by your hips to help you get to that standing position. Here we go. And back, and up. Then come back down, find that balanced position, and here we go again. And give yourself a little help up. And slowly down. Find it without those arms if you can. And all the way up. Now we're going to take it into a small jump at the top. If you can, you're welcome to eliminate that jump if you're not jumping today. And a little hop to the ceiling. And come down. Roll like a ball. And little hop. As Mari would say, make that hop, that jump graceful. We don't want it to be clunky like that. Light on those feet. Control it down to the floor. Back to your rolling like a ball. All the way up. And down. One more time. One more little hop. and come down. Hold it here. You can rest those feet down. And then we're gonna roll all the way down. I'm gonna scoot myself back. Our legs are gonna be long in front of us. And then we're gonna pull one knee into the chest. Really hug it in. Get that strong crease in your hip flexor. Other leg is reaching long. And just like we did earlier in the very beginning with that lift of the legs with our curl, we're gonna lift that leg hovering off. Now, if you're feeling this in your lower back, I want you to take that leg just a little bit higher. That's totally fine. From here, let's curl the head and shoulders up, and we are ready for our single leg stretch. So we're gonna switch the legs, really tug that other leg in, crease in that hip, feel it, and stretch that other leg away. Stretch, and stretch. Mari like to say, feel that leg shooting like an arrow out of that hip socket. I really like that cue. Very effective. Really stretch that leg. A lot of times that reaching leg gets a little bit lazy, just kind of hangs out there or doesn't quite get to full extension. Feel like that arrow shooting out of that hip socket. And stretch, and stretch. This is 4, and stretch, and 3, stretch, 2. We're gonna take a tiny rest for the neck. Here we go. Pull those knees in, head down. One breath here. Enjoy it. Come back up into that curl. We're going to take it into our double leg stretch. Shoulders stay up, but the arms come right by the ears, kind of reaching behind you. Both legs reach away. And stretch. Pull back in, tuck. Stretch. Pull back in, tuck. Whew. And tuck. Stretch. And tuck. And tuck. Stretch and tuck. 4 more and pull. Stretch, squeeze, stretch and squeeze. 1 more, stretch and squeeze. Another tiny rest for that neck. Here we go. Relax it, give it a little shake side to side. We're gonna go into our scissors now. Find that curl again. We're gonna send the right leg up to the ceiling. Left leg reaches out again. Feel like that arrow shooting out of the hip socket. Little tug. We want to try to grab higher than the knee, but if this is where you can grab, that's fine. Try not to grab behind the knee directly. Here we go. And switch. And switch. And switch. Little pulse of that reaching leg. Little tug in of that leg right in front of you. Switch. And switch. And switch. And switch. And switch. Try not to pull yourself up higher. You're pulling that leg in closer. But easy arms. Let's finish it off. 4, and 3, and switch. And 2. We're going to take another tiny, tiny rest. Here we go. Pull those knees in, head down, shake it side to side. And we're going to come back in. This time hands come behind the head to support in your curl. We'll take it into our double straight leg stretch. Reach those legs up. Let's find our Pilates stance again. Heels together, toes apart. And squeeze those inner thighs. Lower those legs only as far as you can go without starting to feel it in that lower back. So maybe it's here, right? Maybe you're just holding this position, yeah? And scoop it up and in. And stretch. Scoop it up and in. And stretch. And scoop, stretch. Belly pulling down. If you start to feel it in your lower back, reduce that range, make it smaller. Reach away, squeeze those heels together. Stretch those legs away like someone's got your ankles and they are pulling you, trying to pull you across the room. 2 more here. We're gonna stay in the curl. Last time, hands stay where they are. Bend the knees to tabletop. We're going to take it into our crisscross here. We're going to go slow. Again, Mari like to play with tempo. So you're going to send that left leg away, twist towards the right leg and just hold. Breathe. And then come back center. And other side and just hold. And breathe. Feel that strong twist in the torso. Hips are anchored though. Back to center. So even though we're twisting, we're not rolling on those hips. Nice and slow. And center. And twist. Nice. And center. And twist. and center. Okay, let's finish it off. We're gonna do 8 to finish. It sets at regular tempo, so we're gonna cut out that pause in the center and tabletop. Here we go. It's 8 and turn, twist and twist. 6, 5, we're halfway. 4, 3, 2, last one. Let's hug those knees in. Quick little rest, and then we've got our dead bug transition again. Whew, legs up to the ceiling, arms right up over those shoulders. Here we go, tight core, tiny bit of momentum, up in one piece. All right, so now we're gonna take it into our spine stretch forward. This can be a tricky one, especially if you're very flexible. Kind of like that roll-up position, where if you have the flexibility to kind of pancake over your legs, that's where your body wants to go. But we really want to get that mobility in the spine on this one. So we're going to take the legs separated in a V. I'm kind of going to the edges of my mat, just slightly wider than hip distance. My feet are flexed. My arms reach forward. I'm tall in the spine. This in itself is a very challenging position for a lot of us, tight hamstrings, yeah? So if it is, go ahead and just bend those knees as much as you need to so you can get that nice, tall, neutral spine here. So the movement is a rounding forward. Think about peeling yourself off a wall and stretching, but again, like you have that ball resting on your thigh, so you're rounding over that ball. A really nice cue that Mari used, which is extremely effective, is think about your pelvis rolling back, like you're gonna roll down onto the mat, and keep that slight tuck in the pelvis as the upper spine rounds forward. Yeah, so you've got all of this pulling back, and just the upper spine is rounding forward, reaching for those toes, and then lengthening up. So we've got that lower spine, that pelvis, tucking under. Feel that tailbone tuck under, and then the upper spine rounds forward. Should feel good. Again, the name of the exercise is spine stretch forward, so it's a stretch. Ooh, enjoy it. And inhale, lengthen up, kind of replace yourself against that imaginary wall. Tuck that tailbone under, round the upper back, down and forward. Make sure that head is right in line with your spine, so your chin is in, you're not looking forward. See what that does to my neck? Drop that chin, and the head follows the spine as we come up. 2 more here, and tuck, and round, stretch, shoulders down, even though those arms are reaching forward. Try not to let those shoulders creep up into those ears, and tuck, and stretch, scoop, and all the way up tall. We're going to take it into our open leg rocker balance. We're just going to do the balance to start. Similar to rolling like a ball, we're going to be rolling back onto the mat at one point, so you want plenty of that available to you. So I'm going to scooch myself forward. We're going to keep that V of the legs, but we're going to hold on to the outsides of those ankles here, and we're going to try to balance on the bottom here as we send those legs up. Just balancing here. Easy shoulders as best you can. It's that same rolling like a ball position. This is where we were before, but then we're taking the legs up. Watch out. A lot of times the arms like to pull those legs apart, especially if you have that flexibility. Keep those legs in the frame of your body, as Mari would say. Don't let them go too wide. And then close it back up. And balance again. Lifting through the chest. So here, think that ball position. So you're rounding in. My chin is in a little bit here. I'm looking down at my pelvis, down at my tummy. And stretch. And fold. And stretch here. My chest lengthens up a little bit. Nice, good. All right, let's take it into our full open leg rocker. Now this one's tricky. Very easy to just get into momentum, but that could send you flying back onto your head. Got a lot of weight from those legs, kind of sending us back. So be ginger at first. As Mari liked to say, pull your tummy in. She liked to refer to the core, our powerhouse, as our tummy. So from here, we're gonna roll back just to the shoulders if you can, try to control it, and then back up to that spot. Sometimes it's helpful to bend those knees a little bit here. You gotta find that balance. Don't be afraid to do that, that's fine. And rock, a lot of control so I don't go too far back, lifting through the chest here, finding that balance, and back, and all the way up, lift, 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 lift. Make sure you're not starting to pull those legs apart. Keep them, again, in the frame of your own body. 2 more. I know these are challenging. Lift and keep breathing. Easy shoulders. Do a little check-in on those arms and shoulders. And up. Good. All right. Let's bring it in. Scoot yourself on back again. Roll all the way down. We're going to take it into our corkscrew. So if you have a tender lower back, you're welcome to kind of stick your hands underneath your bottom. Otherwise, you're going to just have your arms by your sides. Legs go up to the ceiling. So on this one, we are going to allow the hips to kind of slightly roll off the mat here as you go around. And you're going to send the legs over to the right. Feel like you're tracing the shape of a watermelon. That was the cue Mari liked to use, which I think is great. And then back center. And now I'm going to go to my left. I'm going to trace that watermelon in the opposite direction. You'll see my right hip kind of lifting off the mat a little bit, all the way around and back center. And continue alternating the starting side. Now I go back to the left, tracing that watermelon. And back center. And back center. And keep breathing. Inhale here. Exhale, trace that watermelon. So even though we're letting that hip roll up and off the mat, we're still in control. We're not letting it go so far that we lose control and we roll all the way onto the side. All right, almost there. One more time, each direction. And controlling it around last time. And back in. All right, hug those knees in just for a little bit. Then send those legs right back up to the ceiling, arms up. You know what this is, our dead bug transition. Tight core and up in one piece. All right, we're going to take it into the saw. I'm going to scoot back on my mat a little bit so I can use my mat as a guide. We're coming to that V with the legs again. Feel free to bend those knees to accommodate tight hamstrings so you get really nice and tall in the spine. And we're going to start arms reaching open to the side. You're going to twist. I'm twisting to the right first. And then you're going to dive, reaching that left hand outside the right foot. I'm going to flip my right palm back behind me. And you're going to act like you're sawing off your little toe with your hand. Now stay twisted and all the way back up. Flip the hands back center and then rotate back to center. I know, it's a lot. Here we go. And twist. And then you're going to dive round and reach and saw all the way up and then back to center. We're going to take a tiny little pulse, but I want you to think of it more as a stretch here. So you can reach a little bit further and further and further towards that little toe. Twist, dive, and reach. Reach 2, reach 3, and then all the way back up. Stay in that twist, back to center to finish. Twist to the other side, dive and reach 3, and further 2, further 1. Stay twisted all the way back up, and back to center. And twist. And 3, all the way back up, back to center. And down. 2, reach. So it's a reach rather than a bounce. That's how we stay safe. And twist. Dive and reach. Reach. Go for it. All the way back up. And as Mari would say on this one, let's twist one more time like we did last summer. And twist. And reach. And reach. Reach. She was a fun lady. And all the way back up. And come back to center. All right, from here, I'm going to flip around Right from here, we're going to do some extension all the way back down onto my stomach now. Legs a little bit separated here. And hands by the shoulders, we're going to take our swan. So lifting the chest up first, then when you need to, lift up as far as you can without hanging in those shoulders. And we're going to hold it here. You're going to turn to one side, look over that shoulder, drop the chin. Look to the other side, over that shoulder, come center, release down. Nice. And lifting up. Turn to one side. And all the way around, other side, back center, and down. Let's start going to the other side on the next one. Lifting up, turn to the other side, look over that other shoulder, chin in, chest stays up as that chin goes down, turn, center, and down. Okay, last time. And lifting up, squeeze your bottom, send your pubic bone down, turn, and chin in. Circle, center, and release it down. All right, from here, we're going to take it into our single leg kick. This is oftentimes one that people don't feel too much. So I want you to think about lifting your belly all the way off the mat. I know that's probably hard to see, but your arms come together almost like you're about to come into a forearm plank. I'm going to bring my legs together. Now, if you have a tender or tight lower back, keep those legs a little bit separated. Be kind to that back. But I really want you to push away with those arms, lift up through the belly, squeeze through the bottom, really get the entire belly, especially those lower abdominals, up off that mat. Clear it. And then we're going to go nice and slow. So I'm going to start with my left leg. I'm going to do 2 kicks to my bottom and then lengthen it back down. Really stretch it back down as opposed to just letting it relax down to the mat. And then other side, little kicks and down. So you'll notice that as you kick, your belly wants to drop to the mat. Keep lifting it. Lift it even more in that moment. You should feel that exercise. And little kicks. And little kicks. Now if you want to add a little bit more into this, you do a little flex and point. So kick and then flex and then down. Kick and flex and down. Point, flex, down. Point, keep lifting that belly. Point. Nice. Oops. Got a little off on that one. Point and kick. Point. Nice. Point and flex. One more time each side. Keep lifting that belly. All right, send yourself into a quick child's pose here. Stretch it out. Whew. All right, we are going to take it into the neck pull next. This is one of those Pilates exercises that people have mixed feelings about. We know it's good for us, but it's tough, and it never seems to get much easier. So we're coming back to that V with the legs. Kind of use your mat as a guide. We want to flex those feet. Now, our legs are separated here. Mara used to say, squeeze your inner thighs. Even though they're not actually touching, we are still trying to squeeze them so you can feel that energy, that activation there. I always love that cue. It's very effective. Even though they're not actually touching, they're separated, we can still think about squeezing those inner thighs. Here we go. Hands go behind the head. Now this is different from our half roll back before, where we scooped and curled and aimed the waistband for the mat. Now we're going to aim the shoulders, but we're not going to go all the way down in that straight back. You're going to send the shoulders back, flat back hinge, just as far as you can. That's about my limit right there without letting gravity take over. Then I'm going to tuck the tailbone and I'm going to come all the way down. Now, we're going to come up nice and fast. Our goal is to dive our head down to the mat in between our legs. I'm going to tell you right now, it probably won't happen for me today, but I'm going to go for it. So here we go. all the way up and round forward. See, I didn't quite make it, that's okay. Stack it up. Now, I'll show you a modification on the next one because I know that coming back up is very challenging. So let's send those shoulders back just as far as you can. Send those heels away, flex those feet. Reach, 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 and then I'm gonna tuck my tailbone and roll all the way down. Now use your hands if you need to on this part. Help yourself up. Round forward, stack it up. Totally fine to use those hands. Here we go, and send it back. Back, 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 and roll all the way down and all the way up. I'm getting a little further each time. Still haven't quite made it to the mat, but that's okay. It might not happen today. And scoop. And up, round, and all the way up. One more, and back, back, back. One more full one. Now we're gonna kind of do a half one. And fight for it. And all the way up. Okay, we're staying down on the next one. We're gonna take it right into our sideline work. So get that hinge, reach those feet away, press through those heels, and here it is, all the way down. All right, let's roll onto our side. So I am going to line myself up with the back of my mat. I am starting on my right side, working my left leg. You can do either side, we're gonna do both, so start with wherever you are. And then I'm gonna take my legs and I'm gonna send them forward to that front corner of my mat. So my legs are angled forward here. And I'm lined up with the back of my mat. So I'm just resting my head on my hand. If you wanna come all the way down, that is absolutely fine. So we're gonna start here with our forward kick, our sideline kick. So from here, we're gonna lift that top leg, flex that foot, and you're gonna kick forward. Give me 2 pulses there, 1, 2. Point that foot, reach that leg behind you. Try to stay out of that lower back. This is where the little angle of the legs comes in. That bottom leg is gonna anchor you. Try not to let the top leg pull you back. You're still stacked on that hip. And then we're gonna take it forward again. Little kicks forward and reach it back. Now, as Mario would like to say, this is a kick. And it's not a place, so we don't want to place that foot forward, nice and easy, and reach it back. Again, part of it is stabilizing against that fast movement, that little bit of momentum there. It's a kick. Kick it forward, and sweep it back, and kick, and sweep it back. If you're having any trouble stabilizing here, you can go ahead and bend that bottom leg. That's going to help you. Feel free. Don't be afraid to make those changes. And kick. And sweep 2 more. And kick. Try to get a bigger kick each time. And last time. And sweep it back. From here, I'm going to take my legs just a little bit more in line with my body. We're going to go to that Pilates stance, heels together, toes apart. You can see that a little bit better from this angle. And we're going to send the top leg up to the ceiling. Kick it up. Flex that foot, bring it down. So now the kick happens with a pointed foot. Kick it up, flex, and down. Kick it up, flex, reach to that heel as you bring it down. And reach through. And up, and down. Up, and down. 4 more here. 4, reach through. 3, and down, tight belly. And down. Last time. And down. We're going to take it into our bicycle. So let's rotate back to parallel. I'm going to send that leg forward first. I'm going to bend the knee, and then my knees come in line. So my thighs come in line. Then I'm going to send that leg back behind me. It's like a super slow motion bicycle. And then send that leg straight. Then I'm going to sweep it all the way forward again. Bend, bring it in line. Send it back. And forward. If you want to angle that leg a little bit forward again, totally fine. Back, stretch, and sweep it forward. Bend, and stretch. Bend, and reach. 1 more here, and then we're going to reverse it. And sweep. Keep it reaching back there. Bend it again. We're gonna sweep it through, reach, and then all the way to the back. Bend, keep it behind, then bring it in line with your thigh. Reach it forward, sweep it back. It bends here. Thighs come together. Reach forward, straighten, sweep it back, bend. Bring together. Forward, reach through, sweep it back. Give me 2 more. And sweep it back. And sweep it back. Good. Now bring those legs in line. We're going to go back to that Pilates stance. Legs are together. And my legs are a little bit forward. They're not quite at the front corner of my mat. A little bit of halfway in between. And we're going to lift both legs together. Squeeze those inner thighs and down. And lift. And down. And lift. And down. And lift. And down. 4 more here. 4. And down. And 3. And 2. And down. And last time. All right, now we're going to take it into scissors. So legs rotate back to parallel. Both legs come up, so a little hover off the mat with that bottom leg. I'm going to send my top leg forward and my bottom leg back, splitting those legs. And switch. And switch. So Mari, I like to say on this one, because we've got both legs up, both legs are moving in opposite directions. A lot of core here. She used to say, lace it up. Very fitting and effective. Lace up that tummy. And switch. And switch. You can start to speed it up a little bit if you're starting to feel pretty stable. If you start rocking and rolling around, slow it down again. And switch. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring those legs together, lower them down with control. We're coming onto the stomach again, right from here. You can make a little diamond with your arms, hand over hand. Just rest your forehead down. We're going to turn those legs out. That Pilates stance again, heels together, toes apart. Tight, tight glutes, tight bottom, tight tummy, pulling up and in away from that mat. Lift those legs, stretch them so long that they lift off the mat here in little beats. Just beating those heels. Think about beating those inner thighs together. Do a check-in on your shoulders for me. Pull those shoulders out of the ears. They love to get involved on this one. Keep pulling that tummy up and in away from the mat. And beat. Good. Keep breathing. This is 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And rest. All right, from here, you're going to roll right onto your other side. I'm going to flip myself around so you have a better view. But you can roll right onto your other side. We're going to take that side lying work on the other side. So again, to start, I'm going to line myself up with that edge of my mat. Find a nice spot for your head wherever you feel relaxed, and then take those legs forward to the front corner so you have a little bit of an angle. Now we're going to take that top leg up. We're going to flex that foot to kick it forward. 2 little kicks forward. Point that foot, sweep it back. Squeeze your glute. Try to stay out of that lower back. And little kicks forward. Again, remember what Mari said. It's a kick, not a place. And kick it. And sweep. And kick. And sweep. And kick. And sweep. And kick. And sweep. Kick. And sweep. Kick. And sweep. 2 more. And sweep. Kick. And sweep. Good. Bring those legs in line. Go to your Pilates stance. Draw those legs back just a little bit. And kick up with a pointed foot. Flex that foot. Pull it down. Squeeze. Point and kick. And squeeze it down. Point and kick. And squeeze it down. And up. And squeeze it down. And down. And down. 4 more here. Up. And bring it down. And lift. And down. Up. And down. Last time. And down. All right. Let's rotate back to parallel. Legs a little bit more in line. We'll take it into our bicycle. So we're gonna start reaching the leg forward, bend that knee, draw it in line with your bottom leg. Thighs are kind of glued together here. Now send it back and then stretch that leg, sweep it forward again. Bend, bring it together, press it back, and sweep it forward. Nice and slow. Try to hit each one of those spots, those stages along the way. Take your time with it, focusing on staying stacked in those hips, tummy tight. We're going to take 2 more this direction, and then we will reverse it. And reach. Last time. And stretch. Let's leave that leg back there. Really reach through, bend, bring it in line, pull it in front, then reach it forward. Sweep it back, bend, pull it in line, bring it in front first, reach it. Keep breathing. Always, always, that is the most important thing. And in, and exhale, sweep it back. All right, one more. And back, good. Let's bring those legs together, find that Pilates stance again. My legs are not quite at the front corner, but they're not quite in line with me. Hips stay stacked, both legs lift together, up, hold. Feel that control, and down. And lift, hold, and down, good. And lift, hold, and down. And up, and down. Lift and hold, and down, and up, and down. Exhale to lift, inhale down. 3 more, and lift, and down. 2, and down. Last time. Are we ready for our scissors? And down, turn those legs back to parallel. We're gonna lift them up so they're hovering off. And as Mari would say, let's lace up that tummy. Send one leg forward, one leg back. Try to work them equally and switch. Staying nice and stacked and stable. Not rocking and rolling around with that movement. And forward and back and switch. And switch. If you're starting to feel really stable, you can start to speed that up a little bit. We, of course, don't want to let those knees start to bend. We want nice, strong, sharp legs. Think about that arrow image. Legs like arrows. Nice. All right. 2. And last little set. Nice job. All right. Come on up. Spin yourself around so you're sitting up. And we are going to take it into our teaser. All right, so we're gonna leave the knees bent, roll all the way down just like we did earlier, all the way to the mat. We'll start here and we'll start to kind of build on to make it a little bit more challenging. So feet on the mat, knees bent, and arms reaching by the ears again, just like before with our roll-ups. Make sure we stay anchored to the mat here with those arms reaching back behind us. Arms up. Rolling all the way up, coming to your teaser position. Arms come by the ears here, and down. Continue there if you like, otherwise send one leg straight, but keep those thighs glued together. Same thing. Here we go. And rolling it down, pull that belly in, and stretch back. Let's switch that leg. And all the way up, lift. Proud chest here, just like in our open leg rocker, lifting up. Okay, we're gonna continue that same way, but at the top, we're gonna try to lift that other leg up as well. One leg reaches, switch that leg again. All the way up, now hold it here. See if you can reach that other leg, full teaser. And then you can bring that leg back down, and we'll come all the way back down onto the mat. Let's switch that leg, and again like that. And all the way. See if you can reach that leg. And place it down, and all the way back down. All right, can we come up with both legs up? One more time, as Mario would say, good luck. Here we go. I'm gonna send both legs up, and I'm gonna try to find my teaser here. Holding at the top, reaching those arms by the ears. I'm going to try to keep those legs up and rolling all the way back down and bending those knees to finish. All right, dead bug transition, arms up, legs up to the ceiling, coming up in one piece. Here we go. Up, nice. We're going to take it into our seal. We are almost there. This is our last exercise, and then we're going to do a quick stretch. So very similar to rolling like a ball, except we're going to do 3 claps of the heels at the top and 3 claps of the heels at the bottom, like a seal. So we're going to find that rolling like a ball position. Again, we want to make sure that we have plenty of mat behind us to roll onto. We want to try to avoid rolling onto the head. That's not going to feel very good. So that same movement, knees are open, light touch on those ankles. You're going to roll back, clap 3, 2, 1, and find your balance. Hold it here, clap 3, 2, 1, just like a seal. Here we go again. And back, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. Back, hold, 3, 2, 1. Find that control in your tummy. Ooh, there, I made it. 3, 2, 1. And back, 3, 2, 1. And 3, 2, 1. All right, last one. No claps at the top. Clap at the bottom. At the top, come all the way up to standing. Here we go. And roll back, 3, 2, 1, and all the way up to standing. You don't have to hop, just reach. Nice, and let's do a little stretch here. Just find a nice narrow hip distance, think right underneath those sit bones. And reach those arms up overhead, turn the palms out, and press down. So it might feel like nothing, but as Mari would say, feel like you're trying to press yourself, like you're lifting yourself up and out of a hole by pressing those arms down. And then reach them back up, sweep up, turn those palms away, and again, pressing down, having the feeling like you're lifting yourself up and out of a hole with that press. Reach up, stretch, and press, 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 press. All right, one more time. And reach, and press, 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 press. Nice work today, everyone. I hope you had a good time. Thank you so much for joining me for Pilates Day. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for being here with me to honor Mari. I hope you had a good time. Have a great day.